Hi, I'm Donna Griggs, the CEO of Propel Change, and today we're going to talk about appreciation and how you celebrate success with your teams. So my client, Charlie, is a CEO in a healthcare organization, and he called me in because he said, we've done all this work and these great projects. I think people should just know that we really appreciate them. So what do you think? And of course, I had a lot to say about that. And what I convinced Charlie is just because you think people know you appreciate them doesn't mean they do. One of the questions I always ask is, so is your birthday important? Of course, in Charlie's case, he said, I could care less about anybody celebrating my birthday. And what's really interesting about that is Charlie doesn't care about anybody else's birthday either. So as a result, whatever he's feeling, he believes everybody else feels. So I talked him into, you got to get everybody's input and think about what they need. We had a conversation about that. The next day he calls and says, hey, I talked to the leadership team and here's what they think we should do. I said, Charlie, that is awesome. Now what I want to do is get the whole team together. The people who did the work and ask them, we would like to celebrate you. What would be important to you? We did that. He bought into that and it was fantastic. But when we did, two things came up and I expected this. The first thing that came up was money. Give us some more money. The second thing that came up was, hey, how about some time off? I want you to be aware of those two because if anybody ever says those to you and you give in to it, I'm going to tell you what you're in for. I am being paid allowance if I'm a kid for mowing the grass. I get $5. I get $1 for the dishwasher. What do you think I'm going to spend more time on? What do you think I'm going to pay more attention to? I'm going to pay more attention to the $5 job, not the $1 job. And the exact same thing happens with your people. So they're going to start looking at what's going to pay me the most. How am I going to make more money? And then if you ever decide not to incent them with money, oh my gosh, you have your hands full. So be very careful of incenting with money and time off because they'll always disagree on who should get the money and how much they should get. Some of the creative ideas that come up all the time, and this is the one I want you to really pay attention to, is why don't they just say thank you to us? So I'm going to tell you, if you will just take some time and say thank you for all your effort, thank you for your hard work, you can't imagine how much that will mean to people. You cannot imagine. Why don't you do it? You just think they might be appreciated. So don't do what Charlie did and say they should just know. Make sure you're going to your teams. So let's think about this. How do you celebrate success? When do you go to your teams and say, thank you so much? When do you ask your team, hey, when we win, how would you like to celebrate? You'll find more information just like this, and you can learn how we help businesses if you want to visit our website. We'd love to hear from you.